So, you've just been told you have a macular hole, and I'm sure your head is swimming with questions. Well, you've come to the right place. We're going to walk through this together step by step. We'll break down exactly what's going on, how it gets fixed, and maybe most importantly, the absolutely critical part you play in getting your vision back.
It probably started with something really weird and honestly a little unsettling, right? You're just looking at a door frame, or maybe reading a book, and suddenly the straight lines look wavy or distorted. Let me tell you, you are not imagining things. That's actually one of the classic first signs that something is up right in the center of your vision.
So what's causing these strange visual glitches? Well, it's a direct signal. Think of it like a check engine light coming from the most important part of your retina. It's telling you, hey, we've got a problem here that needs some serious attention.
Okay, to really get what's going on, let's use an analogy. Think of your retina like the sensor in a super high-end digital camera. The macula, that's the tiny spot right in the dead center that captures all the ultra-high-definition detail. It's what lets you read the small print, recognize faces from across the room. It's your sharp central vision.
And because the macula has such a specialized job, the symptoms are really specific when something goes wrong. You've got that wavy, distorted vision we just talked about. The technical term is metamorphopsia. Or maybe for you it's more like a blurry patch or even a dark blind spot smack dab in the middle of whatever you're trying to focus on. Reading becomes a real challenge.
So what exactly is a macular hole? Well, it's not some kind of disease in the usual sense. It's actually a mechanical problem. I want you to really hang on to that word, mechanical. It's a literal, physical hole, a separation in the layers of your macula, caused by something pulling on that very delicate tissue.
How does this happen? It usually starts as we get older. You see, the inside of our eye is filled with a gel-like substance called the vitreous. Over time, this gel naturally shrinks and pulls away from the retina at the back of the eye. But sometimes, it doesn't let go cleanly. It stays stuck right on the macula, tugging and pulling. Imagine a piece of tape stuck to tissue paper. That constant pulling, that's called traction, and eventually, it can be enough to tear a tiny hole right in the center.
And since it's a mechanical problem, guess what? It needs a mechanical solution. This is why eye drops or pills just aren't going to fix it. We have to go in and fix the mechanics. Modern surgery is designed to do exactly that, to get inside the eye and release the physical forces that are causing all the trouble.
The procedure is called a vitrectomy. Here's what happens, in a nutshell. First, the surgeon removes that vitreous gel that's doing all the pulling. That's step one. Get rid of the source of the problem. Then they do something truly amazing. They peel away an incredibly thin, transparent membrane from the surface of the retina. This releases all the tension, letting the macula lie flat and relaxed again. And finally, they place a special gas bubble inside the eye. Think of this bubble as a temporary internal bandage.
Now, not all gas bubbles are the same. Your surgeon will pick the right one for your specific situation. For smaller or newer holes, they might use a shorter-acting gas that lasts for a couple of weeks. But for larger holes, or ones that have been there for a while, they'll use a longer-acting gas to give the eye a bit more time to heal, usually around 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay, the surgery is done. The surgeon's work, which is incredibly high-tech and delicate, is complete. But listen closely because this is so important. The success of this whole thing is not just up to them. The moment you leave that operating room, the most crucial phase of your recovery begins. And that part, it's all on you.
I really want this to sink in. What I'm about to tell you isn't just some helpful suggestion. It is the single most important factor that determines whether or not this surgery works. Your surgeon did their part, and now it's your job to make sure all that incredible work wasn't for nothing. This is how you make the hole close.
So why is positioning so critical? It all comes down to simple physics. That gas bubble they put in your eye is lighter than the fluid in your eye, so it always floats up. It's like a cork in water. It's going to rise to the highest point. Now, where's your macula? It's at the very back of your eye. So for that bubble to do its job as a bandage, you have to position your head so the bubble is pressing right up against it.
And here's how you do that, by staying in a face-down position. When you're face down, your macula becomes the highest point inside your eyeball. The gas bubble floats up, presses gently but firmly on the edges of the hole, and holds them together. It acts like a perfect little cast, allowing the hole to heal shut.
Now, what happens if you don't? What if you lie on your back, looking up at the ceiling? That bubble is just going to float to the front of your eye, doing absolutely nothing for the macula. It provides zero help. The hole will not close. The surgery will fail. It is truly that black and white.
So for how long do you have to be in this face-down world? The current recommendation is 3 days. 3 strict days. For 72 hours, your one and only goal is to spend as much time as humanly possible in that face-down position. It's tough, but it's what gives your eye the absolute best chance to heal properly.
All right, so you've done the hard work. You've gotten through the surgery and those 3 crucial days of positioning. So what happens now? Let's talk about the rest of the recovery journey and set some realistic expectations for what's going to happen with your vision.
After those first 3 super strict days, your doctor might have you continue with some shorter periods of positioning for another week or 2. And through all of this, your vision is going to be, well, pretty terrible. It's like looking through a fishbowl because you're looking through that gas bubble. But then, as the gas starts to dissolve over the next few weeks, you'll see a line appear, and your vision will start clearing from the top down. It's a slow process, and the key thing to remember is that your eye is still healing on the inside for months after the bubble is gone.
Now, for the really, really good news, when everything is done right, good surgery, and you doing your part with the positioning, the success rate for just getting the hole to close is over 90%. That is fantastic. We're talking about an incredibly successful procedure.
But closing the hole is step 1. The next question everyone has is, how much of my vision will I get back? And this is where we have to be really honest. The single biggest thing that determines how much vision you recover is how long that hole was open before your surgery.
Think about it. The retina is made of delicate nerve tissue. The longer that hole is open, the more those light-sensing cells around the edges get stretched and damaged. And unfortunately, that damage isn't always reversible. This is exactly why time is so critical. The sooner you get the surgery after the hole forms, the better your chances are for getting a significant amount of your vision back.
So let's just boil it all down to the key takeaways. Number 1, that weird distorted vision, it's caused by a real physical hole in your macula. 2, surgery is a mechanical fix that puts a gas bubble bandage inside your eye. 3, and this is the big one, your number 1 absolutely non-negotiable job after surgery is that strict face-down positioning. And 4, the sooner you get it fixed, the better your final vision is likely to be.
Look, understanding all of this is the first and most important step. This whole process is a partnership between you and your surgeon. They've got the incredible skill to do the repair, but only you can provide the perfect environment for it to heal. You are an active, essential partner in your own recovery. The power to get the best possible result, a huge part of that is truly in your hands. Are you ready?